Hi Claire, how are you doing today? So, at the beginning of each session, I pick out a frequency that resonates with the frequency that you are resonating at for this session, right? Or whatever is pertinent to this. So, I was very surprised because I've never had to use this channel before. I am actually linked with a spiritual detox frequency this time. 741 hertz. I keep saying the numbers out like that. But this is a spiritual detox that clears energetic blocks and realigns you with your inner flow. Something about that is going to make its way into this business session that we are about to do today, getting you on board with what your original plan was, but also what's the path to your highest abundance and how you're going to build going forward. So I'm actually going to start with what the role is. Going to look at that in two different ways. One is the archetypical energies, right? For what parts of yourself you'll be bringing to the forefront in order to do this. And then this is my character oracle. You see, it's been through that, right? Because this is like the actual job titles and stuff that resonate. And we're going to play around with some of the cards as I'm attached to your Akashic record this whole time before I tap into your natal chart, where we're going to see how that comes out in there. So, shall we begin? And excuse me, I have a Ricola in my mouth. I'm gonna keep eating these until I get to the top of a mountain where I can actually like yell out Ricola. I've been wanting to do that since I was a child. It's those commercials, they really get stuck in your head. So, towards the end of the night, my voice starts like getting all extra Tony Braxton and stuff. So I have, like, it's a necessity that I have them to protect my voice. But I also have now this throat spray. I'm like, just been talking to people all day. But you know, we all have different things that we require along with our gifts, if you will. So what gifts is Claire meant to use in her business? What gifts is she meant to use in her business? My mind was just like, dun, 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 Batman. But the first card was Avenger. So this is social justice warrior, getting out there wanting to help the underprivileged. And the card actually says, a desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. The other ones, which are mentor paired up with rescuer. So that's pretty obvious, right? But then you have eternal child, and the one that throws like an extra in here is father. So even though you are operating in feminine energy, right, you want to be in your empowered feminine. So there is dark feminine. My mind just immediately goes to slutty feminine when I say dark feminine, because it is the one that has a harder edge, right? Most of the time you see dark feminine, they are using their wiles in some way to step on a man's throat, sort of like a dominatrix. That's not what I'm sensing here. Solar powered masculine is completely different. It is you being an authority figure, you being a light to other people in a grounding way. I'm trying to think of somebody who I would imagine would have this energy. Celebrities are so disappointing, so I'm not gonna go with that one. But you are going to be using your talents for creating and supporting life, a positive guiding light for a tribunal. Is that right? Tribunal? What is a tribunal unit? Oh, I'll just use the place where I'm going to be looking at your chart on. Because I'm like, tribunal, doesn't that mean like you're in charge of making some choices? Like you're on a panel of some sort? I guess that would be interesting. You ended up on some sort of board of directors or something, huh? Tribunal meaning, but my mind just tried to like show me a picture of like the people in the Hunger Games. Like that'd be a great position for you to have, to know that you're secretly trying to feed people. Tribunal, a court or forum of justice, a special group of people who are officially chosen to examine claims or disputes. Okay, so that goes along with this Avenger. You could want to work in like law, politics. But it doesn't feel like big top of the world, not right now. It feels more like PTA, like town hall, anywhere where you have the ability to insert your opinion in a way that shifts the vibration of the rest of the group for the people. But in your actual job, mentor, rescuer, somebody who shines your light to balance the scales, regardless of what area you're going to. So let us see through which roles your soul wanted to achieve these goals. So who did Claire want to become in order to use these traits? So the point in that frequency is to clear out anything else that might have been confusing you about what type of business you were supposed to have, what direction you're going in, because you are somebody who was meant to have multiple, right? But also to get other people's ideas about what you should do out of your head. This is to get you in alignment with you and what you wanted. Once again, another sign, that masculine energy that's in your feminine is supposed to be your guiding force. Like your husband is inside of you in some way. Oh, not like that. Sorry. So sovereign of realms, monarch, authority. Didn't I say that earlier? Rule, inheritance. You are meant to be in a position of power. Did you know there used to be women queens? Women kings? That's sort of like the dominatrix energy without it having to do anything with sex. It has to do with like, ooh, more Amazonian. Like you're protecting the people. You give off Xena, warrior princess. Okay. So the roles that you will be taking in order to make these things happen for yourself, as originally selected, were guide and spiritual seeker. So somewhere along the lines of what I do now, but the other stuff is like a part of your bigger role. So you would have multiple jobs. This means you probably have 10th house placements and 11th house placement. Now I have your chart info added in there, but I didn't look at it because I'm like, to surprise myself too. Keep this spicy. You like to talk to people. You like to talk about current events. You like to talk about the state of the world, trends. Like you are a people person, and that's why you would be great for networking or swagging through different groups. This is like you going to a PTA meeting or a town hall thing or a gala convention, and the ideas that you plant amongst the people based upon these gifts, change them in whatever role they're doing. So you are a sneaky servant, if you will. So navigator, progress, direction, right? But spiritual seeker, which is a messed that all up. Devotee of the inner path, meditation, insight, practice. Yes, you are taking your spiritual gifts in rooms where they don't see that it's coming. They're not even going to know that you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, like Abraham Hicks. But that could be significant to what you're meant to do. What if you are meant to do speeches for people in those convention halls or those galas to help the other leaders or the other people who have similar missions get into their place? That's absolutely what it feels like. So I'm going to pull from the money deck next. See where you're meant to find your highest abundance. All of this is going to tie together, but I like looking at it in different compartments. How is Claire meant to lock into her highest abundance? Health stuff, but you making changes in your health too. You have to feed yourself more life in order for your magnet to pull you up to the highest vibration, right? Every time you eat meat, it adds a little bit of death to your system. So you know how in school you had mean, median, and mode? The vibrational scale goes up to like 800, right? So if you wake up in the morning happy, empty stomach, but throughout the day you add multiple zeros, it's just like your report card. You could have did your work all semester, but as soon as you add 1 or 2 zeros, what happens to your average? Womp, womp, womp. That is the equivalent of what happens to your magnet when you add meat to it. Not saying you got to be a vegetarian or anything like that, but society has us sort of in a place where we eat meat 3 times a day like it's a requirement with every meal. Imagine if we would have just cut that back to 3 meals throughout the whole week that include meat. There are lots of other things that can be used, and that would make such a difference in your vibration in general. But imagine the societal vibration if you shared some information like that. Helping people think outside the perspective or the box that they have themselves in is a gift as well. And I believe that's one of the ones you're supposed to have. So it says, some situations that need resolution will be resolved and healed, right? Consider careers in the medical field, massage therapy, or any healing work. It is time to replenish your energy and fully energize to prepare for what's next. This is meditation. This is alkaline water. This is spring water, because your feminine energy flows best when you're at rest, when you're in that soft life, right? But your masculine energy, which you'll be using a bit more of based on what I'm seeing here, which means you're probably strongly Martian, is electrical. It's based on action. So alkaline water helps boost that electricity. If you want more money drawn to you because you're a heavier masculine energy, or if you are a heavier masculine energy, you need more electricity and more activity in your life to keep that boosted. Think about the fact that money is actually called currency. Electricity has what? Current. So because the human body is about 70% water, how much electricity goes through these bodies? Let me see. Water boosts your masculine energy. It boosts your ability to flow, to send out more from your electronic self. So you'll be like Powder. And Lord knows, I hope you saw that movie so you can understand what I mean. If not, you need to see Powder. It's an amazing movie. How much electricity is in the human body? I love when it autofills for me. The human body can produce around 100 watts of electricity at rest. So we are light bulbs. Your light bulb is giving you the energy to spark other people, right? So something from the past is coming back. Perhaps an old job or unfinished project. Look to the past to understand the future, a lesson, an experience, or an old skill. It seems like you might have started something, but the amount of energy or the amount of electricity that you needed to put behind it, you did not, because maybe other people's ideas and thoughts about what you should be doing, your schedule, just it feels like a whole bunch of distractions got in the way, but that was the thing you were supposed to be pouring your energy into. You could be earning or receiving money from something you did in the past. So a shift, a crossroads is on the way at this time. And it says, taking your career in a totally different direction. Have the courage to change course, continue to grow, change, and learn. You've reached the end of a route where you cannot continue traveling, but fear not, because at the end of that we have angelic help. This is the time to trust in the universe and know that you will be provided for. There is a career or blessing lining up for you, so stay positive and believe. Pay attention to the signs your angels send you during this time. All right, so now that that was extremely loud, right? Let's see what energetic block that you need to release for everything that I'm about to say after this to make sense. What energetic block does Claire need to release in order to bring her business fully online? Ooh, isolation, right? There's a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down the walls to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share. So, if you are an 11th houser, somebody who has Aquarius energy, or what I was sensing just in general, right? There's a soul tribe or a hive or certain people that are waiting for your message. Likely people in your past made you feel alienated in some way, shape, or form that makes it harder for you to connect with other people because you don't want to deal with betrayal or vampires, any of that stuff, right? But all of that was set up in the beginning of the game so that you would be thwarted from your mission. It's one of those things you sort of have to break through to find your purpose. So coming out of your shell, because didn't I say that fire is trying to come back in? It's like this. It's like starting to shake up. So passion ignited within your purpose. Live with passion by stepping into what feeds your soul and gives you joy. When you choose to make room for this in your life, the universe responds by creating opportunities that support your soul's purpose and passion. Get out into nature, ground yourself, because it seems like your compassion for other people and taking on other people's energy derails you from what you're meant to do. I was feeling that the whole time. Like, other people put their stuff on you, and sometimes it's easier for you to just log into yourself, because then you don't get to do what you want to do, what you need to do, what you have to do, because you become everybody else's hero. Now, it's funny I'm saying that because your job is sort of going to be doing that, but the job will actually give you a place to put that energy without the drainage that comes along from it being in your personal life. You'll finally be able to let go of it in your personal life because you found a compartment in your job. This situation is influenced by an addictive behavior that is influencing you or the people involved. Pain and trauma are being projected. Try to see the truth of the situation by stepping out of the chaos to create an opening for forgiveness, patience, and passion. Somebody is still dragging you along by your feelings. Even if y'all aren't in connection, they have a cord to you, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. They will have come to mind, and you'll be like, huh, is it them? Go with your first mind. So, with your first mind. I love that term. So let's see here. We are to the chart facts, as I like to call them, like Carfax. I hope you get that. So, Eclairs. I love your name, by the way. I just didn't feel like my French accent would have really carried that, so I just kept that for myself. So, Virgo in 11th, healer energy. That's a healer in the collective, in humanity, right? Aquarius in 4th. Your family that you grew up with were a part of the test. They were Saturnian. They were meant to restrict you. They weren't your people. The people that you find during the second part of your life, in that Aquarius part, this is random friends and people like out in the street. Those are your actual family members. Now, when you have planets at the 11th or the 23rd degree, that's actually Aquarius energy as well. You have your Saturn at the 11th degree, the test that you were making your way through, and your Jupiter at the 11th degree, and your Sun controlling the whole game at the 11th degree. You are a sneaky Aquarius. And your talent is embodied by you. It's in your words, it's in your thoughts, it's in what you're meant to share with other people when you're having one-on-one connections. Everything in your chart changes when Phallus, the big turning point, the big shift, is activated. Yours was activated like a year ago, right? But it was a change in yourself based upon some relationship that was forcing you to be in your masculine energy, or forcing you to always be like, right? The alpha. Something about maybe moving away from that relationship, whatever happened with that, right? Was meant to shift you a little bit back into that feminine, but you will never, ever, ever lose the edge that you got in that connection. So Pluto in 1st, you carry your power on your sleeve. You are actually taking a test on how you use your personal power. Will you become someone who is a hero for the people, Miss Libra Rising? And Libra Rising is absolutely that Avenger, tribunal, light member thing, right? But will you use your power for protection or for corruption? Dun, dun, dun. That is the plight of your Scorpio energy, right? You have a contract that connects you to be a leader for a very specific group of people, mostly female, but you will be like a motivational person for them, motivational speaker, thought sharer, teaching them how to overcome difficulties, just really empowering, right? The big change for you, the big test, comes with the money that you earn, the money that is offered, and how much you start enjoying life on the upside. Now, very rarely, and maybe it's because of the subjects that I've been talking about lately during Hell Week on all my posts, but I can see your chart in a different way that I've been seeing other ones. Like, I can see the challenge here along with the blessings that you were already supposed to have. You're supposed to come start a business with your unique perspective on things, just blah, blah, blah. And that's you yapping about it, talking to other people and making your way through it. But the test will come when you receive big numbers. And I'm talking a million. Like big numbers. The 28th degree is the millionaire degree. You have your abundance at that degree, conjunct your Mercury in your 8th house. Like, this is owed to you. for the changes that you make in healing based upon what you learn about through your experience as a woman. You have the Midas touch. You can turn people's emotional pain into gold. You help guide them to that light. The thing holding you back is your Chiron is conjunct your enterprise, which also means you're an amazing healer, but it means you don't know if you'll really be good at it, but you came to be of service in your day-to-day life, to take whatever pained you, whatever pushed you, whatever your fire was, and use that to propel other people. And then that'll allow you to relax. Until then, you're always going to feel sort of about it, right? So your Banks is in your first house. You are so money, baby. Your power is in your first house. The restrictions that you have endured in this life through 30, 36 were all to cultivate you for this position where you could walk through doors that other people would be afraid to go through, but also to say what other people are afraid to say, but you won't be because you have been in the underdog position. Every alley-oop that has been happening for you lately is your higher self trying to pull you out of that area where you were in the darkness so that you can get into your seat, your regality, okay? To help others out as well. Whatever position of power that you are going to enter because of the career that you decide to start for yourself will kind of be like where you rule from is what I'm kind of feeling here. So your drive wasn't to overcome your limitations in this life, and that has become your talent. The way that your mind works is the basis of your business and what you are meant to share. Your business stuff is all here in the 8th house in Gemini, right? That's a psychologist, that is a therapist, that is a detective, that is a death doula, that is a flipper. And by flipper, I mean somebody who sees a old ugly house and is like, hey, that house is 30 grand, bet I can make it worth 200,000. And then you go in, because you take things that are tattered, torn up, beat down, things that other people will look at and give up hope on, and you make them into these beautiful, priceless objects. You can take that gift to any field that you decide to work in, right? In your career house, you got your Maki, right? That's your ability to visualize and then ground something into reality. You have it at a Gemini degree. Whatever you think of in your time alone, when your unique genius is triggered, right? All the time, when you're alone, when you're by water, when you're in meditation, that's when your best ideas that you need to write down, and never, never, never let a good idea get by you. Activate it with your masculine. As soon as you get the idea, start working on it. Put it down on paper somewhere. Find time in your schedule to implement it, because your gold is sitting in your brain where it has been triggered before. Like you piss other people off with your ideas because you're so like, oh, they hate it. Let them be mad, girl. Because that's your money. Do you really care? As long as you're in the right. You work for source. That's the bottom line. You came to work for God. Everything that's coming against you as you're trying to do this is trying to make sure that you don't work for God with this beautiful gift that you have to change other people. They want you to get obsessed with the gold for yourself. So you have an ability to make whatever comes to your mind ground into reality in your career. If you write out, hey, I want to have my own school. Boom. Next thing you know, you'll get ideas for that. Do not sleep on your brain, man. Have a good evening.